Good morning. Today we're going to take an opportunity to talk about the opportunities for selling award and recognition products within the promotional products industry. And frankly, this is one of the most commonly asked questions that I receive as I speak. Where do I sell awards? Who do I go to talk to that would buy award and recognition products? So today we're going to take a few minutes and go through some very, very strong opportunities that exist both nationally and regionally for people who are looking to get into the business of awards and recognition. The Business Times, and here we see obviously a copy of the Pittsburgh Business Times. This is within our region. Business Times exist in nearly every major metropolitan market in the United States, and it's an absolutely wonderful wealth of information on award and recognition products. Every major award ceremony that's held goes into the Business Times, and what you glean from that is who are the sponsors? What corporation is sponsoring this event? So it's not going to do you any good for the current year you're in, but boy, it is a wealth of information to begin talking to these folks about who is sponsoring the event next year. What are you going to do for your awards? So you have a full year in advance to plan. You also see who is moving and shaking within the region. People who have gotten promotions. There's a lot of HR articles in there, so even if you just want to prospect for names of HR directors, you have that. But the biggest thing is every major award ceremony held within the region is talked about in the Business Times. So you have one full year to plan. You have everything you need to know: who's sponsoring, um, who the person is at the major sponsor. So again, this is a wealth of information for you to be able to go out, and you have a full year of planning to be able to try to sell that project. The American Society of Fundraising Professionals. Obviously, this is one of the greatest uses of awards and recognition products, is recognizing donors in the fundraising arena. Now, these folks get together once a year for an annual conference, and then they have regional conferences all throughout the U.S. And as the slide indicates, 230 chapters all around the world. This is a huge opportunity for awards and recognition. College foundations, people raising money for hospitals, charitable organizations, research organizations, they all have a huge need for award and recognition products. They have a group of standards that you'll walk in and you'll find out that based upon a level of giving, a certain percentage of that has to go back or should go back as a gift or a reward to the donor. So again, they've really done a very nice job in establishing program credentials and guidelines. These folks, as I've talked to other distributors who I've turned on to the American Society of Fundraising Professionals, tell me they're joys to work with. Very, very, very professional. So again, I would certainly avail myself of, if nothing else, a regional meeting and learn more about this society and how you would be able to work your way into knowing the folks there and learning about what they do and how you can assist them in creating award and recognition products to recognize their donors. The National Golf Foundation. Many people in this industry have a misconception that it is very easy to sell to green grass golf courses. Nothing could be further from the truth, and you'll see in a few slides from now when we talk about selling to the PGA. But what the National Golf Foundation does is a non-for-profit organization, and it will show you where and how it is best to sell golf awards. And I will tell you right now, the best place to sell that is in the non-for-profit sector. The number one fundraiser for every not-for-profit out there is their annual golf outings, and they have one or two a year. So in addition to awards and recognition products, you also have wonderful opportunities in the promotional products industry to stuff goodie bags. Every golf tournament has some type of a goodie bag that every player takes away. So not only do you have the awards and recognition opportunity, but you have the opportunity to do other work with these not-for-profits. And as other presentations that we do on this topic will show you, not-for-profits are a really good opportunity for the promotional products sector. But the National Golf Foundation does a very nice job in showing you how golf is a major part of the fundraising efforts for not-for-profits. And there's also a lot of other information that you can glean there about other smaller opportunities in the golf arena. Society for Human Resource Management. Now, let's face it, in most cases when you're calling on an organization to sell awards, your first stop on the train is going to be with the HR department. You may get passed around, you may end up with the CEO, the CFO, but generally speaking, your first meeting of any substance will be with the HR department. So Again, 250,000 members spread out over 140 countries. Much like the fundraising folks, these guys have an annual conference and then some regional conferences. So avail yourself of the opportunity to take a 10 by 10 booth and be there as they walk the floor and show them what you can do for them in a whole variety of awards and recognition products. The greatest thing about the promotional products industry is, as a distributor, you can represent such a wide segment of awards products. There is what we call the rule of seven, in that there are 7 basic types of award and recognition products, and you can represent them all. So I would certainly say, if you're looking to spend some time working with the human resource folks, this is a wonderful opportunity to take a booth, go to a regional show, and get a feel for what they do and how you can make some contacts and network to be able to get some appointments with a lot of these folks who are, generally speaking, HR for anything from a company of 50 to 50,000 employees. The PGA, and as we talked about a few slides back, this is what we would call the green grass market. This is where you actually work with PGA professionals in their pro shop settings, and in a lot of golf and country clubs, these are where the members come. I've got the annual member guest coming up, or I've got the club championships coming up. I need to know where I can buy trophies and awards. Most of them will buy through the pro shop. You also have to remember that a golf pro runs his pro shop as an independent business. So, it's in his best interest to have a good supplier of goods in every arena, be it wearables or awards and recognition products. And the pro acts just like another distributor. It's just another level of distributorship there with the pro and the pro shop. I will warn you now, this is somewhat of a closed market. Golf pros are kind of funny. They have a group of people they want to buy from. There are a tremendous number of reps out there already who call on the green grass market. So just be aware that this is not as easy a market to crack as you may think. This is, in some cases, can actually be a closed market. So the reason this slide is here is for much as to say there are opportunities. It's also to say be wary of the fact that maybe these opportunities aren't as good as many, many others. And those who focus a lot of time on, hey, I'm going to sell the golf club down the street, may be disappointed in the amount of time they spend for the reward that they get back. The Distilled Spirits Council, once again, the largest trade association for distillers and brewers around the world. Obviously, this is the U.S. chapter. Located in Washington, D.C. They do have one annual meeting. They have some conferences around the U.S. During the course of the year. But again, obviously, selling to the liquor industry is a huge opportunity. And let's be honest, this is not the 200,000, 300,000 piece orders. When distillers have orders like that, they're calling factories direct. They're going to call the manufacturer of the glass and handle that direct. But there's just as many programs, if not more, that they need 500, they need 1,000, they need awards. This group does a lot of award products associated with different brewing competitions throughout the course of the year. So even if you weren't looking at them to sell drinkware in general, this is a great awards opportunity because there are a tremendous number of brewings and tastings and festivals where these folks compete among themselves. And the awards they give, generally speaking, are very, very, very nice. So it's certainly an organization. And what we try to do here is to get you to see as many people under one roof at one time as you can. So the Distilled Spirits Council, a very good opportunity for both the sale of drinkware products as well as award products. National Federation of State High School Associations. I think everybody knows that high school athletics and awards go hand in hand. I mean, this is kind of the last time that even the average student athlete is going to be on the field before you go to college and when we begin to separate and the cream is really rising to the top. But how many sports, just think about it, are played in your local high school, men's and women's? And there are awards given for all those sports. And the National Federation of State High Schools also extends down to the junior high level. So they represent every state plus the District of Columbia. And this is a great opportunity to get some mailing list, to work within their guidelines, and talks about how much money can be spent on each level of award. Now obviously the buying decisions are going to be made at the state and local level, but it really doesn't hurt to become a member of this organization. You do have some credibility now when you're out calling on even your local high school or the state association. You'll get some contact information. Dues are not high, so this is pretty much a source of information more than anything else to be able to understand who you would want to call on at various state levels, and it also will give you some guidelines in terms of the value of an award, et cetera, et cetera. But again, sports and awards go hand in hand, and specifically at the high school level, there's just so many sports and so many awards that are given. This is a wonderful opportunity. On the collegiate level, always the NCAA. As I say, just now an extension of the high school. We're now at the college level. A little more competitive here in terms of selling awards. There are a lot of folks who call on the NCAA, but as the slide says, 89 championships in 23 sports. And so you have everything from the largest colleges and universities to the smallest, who are having competitions, 400,000 student athletes. So this is a huge opportunity. It is a crowded field. It is very, very, very competitive. This would not be the first place I would suggest somebody who's just getting into selling awards and recognition products go. But as you season yourself, as you build your sales experience and feel comfortable working in this arena, it's a great opportunity to join the NCAA and begin to, again, as a more of a reference material, so that you're now knowing who you're calling on at each school, at each conference. And again, sports and awards, I can't say it enough, sports and awards go hand in hand. International Franchise Association, again, a gathering of franchisees from around the world. Specifically, we're talking about the American version of this, but over 1,000 franchisors around the U.S. gathered together for this annual conference. And again, there's a lot of times that you're working on packages for franchising, where a franchisor wants to be able to say to somebody buying a restaurant franchise, for example, we have a package here that will help you with awards. You want to make sure that you're recognizing Employee of the Month. And there's a lot of seminars where they're talking about how important it is to have a well-established awards and recognition program for even the smallest of businesses. So you can piggyback on the education that the International Franchise Association gives, and now that you've been educated, you're going to say, well, where do I go for this? So there becomes your opportunity. So a great opportunity to meet with people. A lot of them are young business people just starting out, franchising for the first time, and they look to this group for guidance in all types of aspects of their business, and certainly awards and recognition are a critical part of that. The Brewers Association, much like the Distilled Spirits Council, these are people who are engaged in the brewing of beer here in the United States. 1,400 total breweries, over 30,000 members. And a lot of these are the microbrews. A lot of these are the small brewing organizations. But like the Distilled Spirits Council, you have opportunities here both to sell drinkware to the independent organizations themselves, as well as the awards for their competitions. These folks really, really pride themselves on the quality of their beer, the quality of their brew. The competitions are really, really, really tough, something that these guys look forward to, and the awards they give are very nice. So this is a good opportunity not only to do awards at national and regional competitions, but also to glean a mailing list of the independent brewers, because as I say, this is a marvelous opportunity for the sale of drinkware. A lot of these microbreweries spend a tremendous amount of time on logo development. They are extremely proud of that logo and their identity with the logo, and they're looking for ways to promote that. So not only in the sale of drinkware, but garments, clothing. So this is an overall great opportunity for a promotional product salesman to perhaps start on the award side and then broaden base out to be able to do a lot of things for these independent brewers. And again, going to their annual meeting, you're going to see everybody under one roof. So a lot of this is about making the most of your time, as it were. Where can I go under one roof and see everybody at one time, have my great mailing list, and then be able to come out and do my follow-up? So most of the slides that we've talked about today, that's the way you're going to use this information. The National Association of Counties, once again, governments love to give awards. Be it the local government, the state government, the federal government, these folks are a wealth of opportunities for people selling awards. They just love to recognize achievement within their employee base. So here we have an opportunity to get together. You've got over 3,000 counties throughout the United States, and many of these are small. So they're not going to have a great outreach to be able to sell awards. So if you get together under one roof, you have the mailing list, you're able to set up a booth, attend some of their seminars, understand their philosophy in recognizing their employee base. And again, you can do this either at their regional conferences or their annual meeting, but this will give you an opportunity to realize how much money government spends, and not only the federal government, but the state and local governments, in recognizing their employees. Right now, government employees represent the largest segment of employees within the United States. So if you're going to sell to the masses, literally, this is where you want to go. So I really hope that what we've done in this short period of time today is to open your eyes and broaden your base to some opportunities that you may not have thought of. Selling awards and recognition products is not as difficult as many would believe. Every organization recognizes their employees and or their vendors and or their customers in some way, manner, shape, or form. So it's just a matter of going through our tutorial series, being confident in your abilities, as this series has shown you, knowing where to go so that you can move yourself into this marketplace, so that you can find people who have a common bind, who want to give awards and recognition products, and then work directly with you. So stay tuned. There's more to come in this series, but today I'm very confident we have shown you where to go, even as the most inexperienced salesman, where you want to go to start your opportunities with awards and recognition products.